Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, yes, I have been praying for you, and I want you to keep praying for me too. I was just thinking and praying this morning about what it is that I'm supposed to speak to you about. And for some reason, and I know I've been saying it a lot lately, but I'm going to continue to say it every time I feel like I'm supposed to. God wants to use the real you. There is something to be said for authenticity. There's a such thing as someone speaking from their heart, and then I believe there's some people that kind of speak from their throat or speak from their head, and it's not a heart thing. And when it's not from the heart, it doesn't truly reach the heart. But I believe that there are things that God wants to use us to do, to say, that helps other people. And what helps, I know for me, what helps me is knowing someone else's truth, knowing where someone else really comes from. And so many times we do the things that we think may endear people to us, or, make them, I guess, to impress. And really being impressed with someone, that's so, it varies. Because if you start jumping through hoops, the hoop might get smaller and smaller and higher. You don't want to jump through hoops. You want to be able to live your life and portray your life the way it really is. Then there's no acting involved. There's you don't have to try to come up on it, run up on it. You're it. People can relate to the real you. You don't want to speak from your head. You want to speak from your heart. And what's from the heart touches the heart. And so I just want to tell you that your authentic self is enough. It's enough. And you may not be for the 99. It's okay. The one that gets it is the one that's supposed to get it. Don't worry about the 99. And I was thinking this morning about even all the flowers and everything that are in bloom. As much as we're like, oh, and down here in the South, oh my gosh, pollen. But for everything that's beautiful, there are some other parts that are needed to help that beauty manifest. And it's the same way with you. We look at the bloom of a flower and it is gorgeous, but it took dirt to get it. It took darkness. It took being planted in order for it to come up. It didn't come up on top of the ground. It had to go through some things. It had to experience, that seed had to experience some death. And sometimes we're not liking our seed form. Or we're comparing. I heard somebody say this the other day, and it's good. Michael Todd. I heard say sometimes you're comparing your seed to somebody else's harvest. That's why we don't need to be comparing. You just need to be you. You just need to go through each phase of what this is that you're supposed to be going through to get where God is taking you. And so I encourage you, you may be in a seed place right now. You may not necessarily feel like you're in your place of harvest. Just know that once you're planted, and then the word tells us that that seed has to die. And it has to go through a transformation in the ground. And then it has to push through some things to come up on the other side of the dirt. But once it pushes through and it grows, and then that thing blossoms, and it produces whatever fruit it is that it's supposed to produce. Whether it's a flowering fruit, you know, whether it's a flower, whether it's an actual piece of fruit, whether it's a nut, whatever it is, it manifests that thing. And so don't be discouraged if you're not in your season of manifestation. You may be in your season of planting, of dying, of pushing through, of just growing, but blooming is on the way. Okay? Well, y'all, this has been One Moment with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flight is in your future. I love y'all.